Alright, how's it going, guys? It's the man in the van here today. Let's see what my thoughts are. Well, first thing I want to talk about is kids, man. You know, and indeed, this particular topic is for the real men that go out there and help their kids. And we're granted that you're no longer with the mother. That's fine. You know, it happens every day. Just know that you're not the only one out there. Now, there's fathers out there who don't give two squats about their kids. Either they're drinking, smoking on dope, taking pills, or just have another woman, don't give a damn, you know? And that's pretty wrong, man, because you know what? At the very end, you need your kids. Your kids will need you, okay? And you will need them. It's just that's just the way I believe how it is. Now, this video and videos that I make usually are for the fathers, and the reasons why, because the fathers today, real fathers, are getting bamboozled. They're not getting the fair shake, and you know the court system is jacked up. The child support formula is not as great. It's not good. It used to be worse. Now that they take in consideration of the woman, looking at her financial status and stuff like that, and they take that in consideration as far as child support. But either way, it's not as great. But either or, listen, if you're going through a situation, especially you're divorced or you wasn't married and you had children, and listen, I know that the separation and the divorce, let me back this up. Let me clarify what I'm saying. Divorce is totally different from you not, you had a kid, you had children with the female, with the baby's mother, and you guys were never married. That's a total different thing. But both of them have different situations. But here's what I would say as far as if you're going to go through a situation, the baby's mother decides to put you on child support. Well, you're going to have to pay the child support. Now, I would, and for the married person that's going to be into a divorce, these two I would say put into one. Get a lawyer. Reasons, man, because listen, you're not going to know the law as good as you think. You're not going to go into the judge and then you're going to persuade him in any kind of way. And I don't think, and listen, I'm the reason why I'm saying this, because I think I'm in the last state where I'll be next month. I'll be going to, hopefully this will be the end, but it's been a year and a half process, man. Listen, get a lawyer. When I first started the divorce, I went and did it myself. I downloaded forms. I had to go fill out everything. I had to pay the fine, the fee for the actual divorce. I had to pay the fee for the sheriff serving. There's fees up the yin yang. But I was already pretty much ahead of the game, and then and the reason for me getting a lawyer was because when I went for the first time, when I was in court, she had a lawyer. Honestly, I didn't think she would get a lawyer, but she had a lawyer. So, but either or, I said, all right. We went and I talked with the lawyer, and I said, hey, this is what I offer, but this is what I want. Well, there wasn't even a counter offer. It was like, no. So I said, she goes, well, once again, listen, a lawyer on the other side is going to treat you like as if you're the piece of crap of the world, man. That's their number one job. That's what they get paid for. And so it was like, no, you know, and of course, they're going to go to their client and they can, of course, do what the client wants. That's just the way it is. I expect the same thing. So she refused the offer. So decided to say, you know what, I'm going to get a lawyer. Nothing here. So, you know, I had to go get a lawyer. And guys, get a lawyer, man. Even if you have to borrow it, borrow the money. If you have to get another job, pull out credit, whatever it's going to take, man, get yourself a lawyer. You know, when I got my lawyer, you know, I ran the process. You know, pretty much all she had to do was help me along. And, you know, it does help, man, because you see, the thing is, if men are going to go with emotions like women do, well, you're going to put your emotions are totally different from the woman, because women are emotional all the time, not too logical about certain things. Men are the opposite. They're not as most emotional, but they think of logic. Now, sometimes your small emotions will rise up, okay, and pass your logic thinking, and you get caught up, and then it's forget about it. So what's good about having that, and you know, especially if that other person is not wanting to fix anything, or not, I mean, fixing, not get together, but fixing the situation as far as, you know, monies and, you know, times and stuff. Listen, a lawyer will help you in that situation. The lawyer knows how to put everything together, put things together as needed, you know, and what's beneficial. And then what happens is that lawyer and the other lawyer are going to get together. So that's the best thing to do, man. Listen, you know, right now I'm at, you know, and it all depends. It can become, listen, it can become a very highly expensive debt. But that it all depends how much you're willing to give and how much you're willing to take. Because right now we're on a temporarily, you see, when I first started this, I wanted every other week with my son, okay? And at first I was telling him, okay, I'll give you this certain amount per month, and I believe I said it was every other weekend, or I think it was every other week, because I didn't want every other weekend, and I said, I give you this certain money per month. She said, no, decline it. So now we go back not too long ago, and we thought, because she fired the other lawyer because of financial hardship, well, guess what? She comes with another lawyer. I don't get it. Wasted money. That's another thing. Try not to waste money, man. If you guys can come up with, you know, sometimes you gotta eat crow on certain things, you know, because you're not going to always get your way unless for some reason you can you can prove that person is an unfit person. You know, things do change up. Or if the mother is acting a fool in front of the judge, well, then that can change. But, you know, most likely, you know, you got to learn how to compromise and take what you can, and, you know. So with me, it's now we're on a temporary, I take him every other week situation, and I still offered the mother money every time that my child is going to go over there for the week, on her week. You know, that's something that I compromised and willing to work with. And I suggest you guys, men, do it, man. You know, and you know what? Some guys be like, well, you know, you need to be a father. Yeah, man, you can be the father all damn day. But my thing is, if you have a good relationship with the mother in that situation, well, good for you, man. I'm happy. But there's other fathers in my situation that are going through this, and they need to know this kind of stuff, man. So sometimes you have to do certain things. But you know what? The greatest feeling is when I get to come home on the week that he's with me, from the week to weekend. It's great to see my son, to see my kid, because I'm spending the time that I need to and ought to be spending with him. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, at first I was like, I want to have, I want to have every other week and that's it. Nothing else, nothing. But if it wasn't for somebody told me, say, hey man, why don't you just, still, even though it sucks, do it. I said, you know what, that makes sense. Sometimes you got to let your logic think. And even though the mother don't, she thinks, this, they'll throw it in your face. It's just, I don't get it, guys. You want to be there for your kid, and these women don't want you to be there for the kid. Not is because you're a freaking pedophile or you're an abuser or whatever the heck. You're wanting to spend time with that kid and go about your life, but they try to make it harder for you, and I get it, man. So, going back to the story thing, man. Listen, sometimes it's you have to wheel and deal, and sometimes, yeah, you may feel like you're losing at the end, and man, listen, guys, you're not. The one who's gonna lose at the very end of it all is going to be your son or daughter, because you didn't want to compromise, you wanted to go to the next level, and you're not thinking logic. Well then, of course the kid loses, you lose, and then there it is. But man, get a lawyer. Hopefully next month, at middle of the month, I can have a final result, and I'm hoping, even by what I've done, okay, that the judge can see that, hey man, you know what, I'm a father who wants to be involved in my child's life. You know what I'm saying? And that's important to me, and I believe it will work out well. I believe it's going to happen. But the thing is, you got to make certain steps in order for you to receive a result at the end. Sometimes, man, it may not work, and I'm hoping that it will, but I believe it will. But guys, get yourself a lawyer. Second job, third job, borrow, credit, whatever it takes, man. Get it going. All right, peace out. This is Man in the Van with just see what's going on with the mind. Wanted to give out some advice. So have a good evening. Stay cool.